Morning, everybody. It's DJ NB, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Our guest co-host Willie D is here, and Teslin Figaro. Good morning.
Good morning, DJ Envy. Good morning to the big homie, Willie D. Good morning, Willie.
He can't hear you. We turned up his radio. You can hear it now? He said good morning. She said good morning.
Good morning, Terrence.
Okay. Now
Good morning, hon. What's up, Charlamagne?
Peace, Ted.
Let's get right into it. Donald Trump. What's going
yes,
on now?
I didn't think I would be the first one to admit that I never thought this particular day would come, but former President Donald Trump was indicted on 4 felony counts that accuse him of working to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election in the run-up to the violent riot by his supporters at the U.S. Capitol. Let's listen to U.S. Attorney General Garland, how he explains what happens, and let's also listen to Trump's response. Take a listen.
So immediately after the January 6th attack on our democracy, career men and women of the Justice Department engaged in what has become the largest investigation in our history. In November last, I appointed Jack Smith, a special counsel, to take on the ongoing investigation in order to underline the department's commitment to accountability and independence. Mr. Smith and his team of experienced, principled career agents and prosecutors have followed the facts and the law wherever they lead. Any questions about this matter will have to be answered by the filings made in the courtroom.
Former president's campaign swiftly responding to the indictment, saying they consider it an attempt by the Biden administration to interfere with the upcoming 2024 election. The state calling the 4 felony charges, quote, fake.
Hey, man, Donald Trump. Oh, go ahead, Ted.
I always wanted to just give you those charges right quick. Conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, obstruction of an attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights. So 4 felony charges.
Hey, man, Donald Trump got more criminal charges than Nick Cannon got kids, and Nick Cannon couldn't catch Trump if he tried. 78 criminal charges. Okay, Nick Cannon is never going to have that many kids. And look, nobody is above the law. You are innocent until proven guilty in this country, but there's consequences to your actions. And we've been watching Trump operate with impunity for a long time, and it seems like it's all caught up.
Yeah, yes. 78 charges, but it should be around 156 minimum because he is a criminal. He's an international criminal, and he should have been locked up a long time ago, him and his constituents. That's right. I said it.
Well, it's happening now.
Well, let me ask you a question.
It's not easy, clearly, that we've never seen this before, a president, being indicted like this, a president having all these criminal charges. So this is something new. So I'm sure it's something new. It would take a little bit longer, but it's definitely happening now.
But he can still run for president, right? That's what they're saying.
He's still leading in the polls right now, and it's not even close.
So we have these conversations, and yes, he's being indicted, but he still could run for president, and there's no problem with him running, and he still can be the president, right?
Absolutely.
And then when he is president, he can drop his own charges, right? He could wipe his own charges away.
Well, I don't know about that. That'd probably be yet another charge if he were to do that. Let's just take step by step. But like Charlamagne said, yes, he's absolutely still running. And the polls, I don't know if this is more about Biden or more about Trump or this country, but they are still neck and neck in the general election. I did want to do just a quick for folks who may not be following all of the charges that you mentioned. Just quickly, there's still one pending investigation, the Georgia election interference, and then the 3 indictments that have happened is now the January 6th insurrection, the classified documents, and the hush money. And, again, I was one of the ones that was skeptical to see if this January 6th indictment would ever happen. And so it did. Here we are.
I do say, though, we definitely need more, qualifications and stipulations to run for president, because that's the problem I have, man. Think about any other business or any other industry. If you was facing all of this, if you had all of these criminal charges, you'd be suspended, you'd be fired. People wouldn't want to do business with you. They'd separate
Right. I mean, you
themselves
can't even
from
get
you.
an apartment. Right. You can't even get an apartment in some cities, with a felony, a place to live over your head, let alone run for president of the United States.
And we know he hasn't been convicted yet, but even still, even being innocent until proven guilty, so many industries would separate themselves from you if you was facing all of these criminal charges, yet he can still run for president.
That's right.
Like, God dang, we got to have some better stipulations and qualifications for running for president, man.
And be president, not just run, but actually be president of the United States.
Y'all don't want that.
The sad part about it is that this dude has been committing crimes from day one. like he is an international criminal, and I can't wait for the day that we make accountability great again. I can't wait for that day.
You feel like it's happening now? We gonna see though.
Now, it's not happening because let's face it, man. This country is ran by a bunch of corrupt people. That's bottom line, all the way at the top, both sides. They are corrupt, they are dirty, and we need to have term limits. These people, it's people that are in office, holding office, that's telling us how to live our life, that's in control of our lives, and they're way dumber than us. And we sit back and we're letting it happen. These people should be all locked up. They should all be put in jail.
True indeed. What accountability is happening right now, Willie D. I mean, the guy got 78 criminal charges.
Charges.
Well, 4 indictments. I mean, that's a start. They gotta start somewhere.
Let's get to the convictions, man, and let's get to the jail time.
They got to start somewhere.
Because I don't see them putting, and just like most people, most of us don't believe he'll ever do any time in prison.
I don't think so.
And that speaks volume about this.
I never thought this would happen. I never thought he would get just 78 criminal charges. I never thought he would get indicted. So
he's gonna be the first person indicted to be president.
That too.
Well, thank you, Tez. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Let's get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Let's have a discussion again. 800-585-1051. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Teslin Figaro is back. What up, Tiz?
Absolutely. What's up, DJ Envy, the big homie Willie D, and Charlamagne the Guy?
What's up, Tiz?
Peace to the hood whisperer.
Now let's talk about the lawyers for Malcolm X's family. What's going on in that situation?
Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people have heard about the family of Malcolm X suing the government, but lawyers for the family of Malcolm X have unveiled new witness testimony that they say corroborates their claim that U.S. authorities were involved in his assassination. Let's take a listen.
Tuesday's press conference introduced Mustafa Hassan. Hassan says he was part of Malcolm X's security detail the night of the assassination, February 21st, 1965, at the Audubon Ballroom in Upper Manhattan. Reading from his signed affidavit,
I saw a man running down the aisle towards the exit where I had been posted with a gun in his hand. I would later see the same man outside as he was being beaten by Malcolm's followers, while a group of policemen who suddenly showed up on the scene asking, "Is he with us?" while at the same time holding back Malcolm's followers from beating him.
He says despite what he witnessed, he was never approached to give a statement or appear in court. He and Crump's legal team believe the shooter was one of several informants at the Audubon Ballroom to carry out the assassination.
Mr. Hassan said he is certain, no doubt in his mind, that Hagen was working on behalf of the NYPD or another government agency.
So what does that mean for the family? Like, what are they going to be able to sue or?
Absolutely. They are actually suing the FBI, CIA, and New York Police Department for $100 million, alleging that the law enforcement agency played a part in Malcolm X's execution in 1965. The daughter of Malcolm X said, "For years, our family has fought for the truth to come to light concerning his murder." The lawsuit also claims that officials withheld evidence in the original prosecution of the 3 men convicted of killing Malcolm X in an effort to conceal their roles in his death. And I'll just leave this with the quote that we know Malcolm X said, that said, "The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and make the guilty innocent."
Ben Crump was handling that case too?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Ben Crump, boy. Ben Crump don't be playing. I saw Ben Crump do that, and I saw the Henrietta Lacks family. They settled their suit against Biotech. Like, they reached a settlement in that case because of the cells that were harvested without her consent.
Absolutely.
It's one
and
thing.
These are a lot of the cases that they don't talk a lot about, you know, Charlamagne. You know, they like to focus on police brutality, but actually does more cases like this than anything at all. And again, who has sued the FBI, the CIA? Let me say that again for the people in the back: the FBI, the CIA, and the New York Police Department on behalf of Malcolm X. And yes, his family would be the one, you know, receiving those benefits. But it's more than just, it's not just about money. It's putting on the record that one of our leaders were assassinated by the government. And just a FYI, in 2021, they overturned the Supreme Court, New York Supreme Court overturned 2 of the men's convictions because they said that they withheld evidence. So this is what makes this case stronger, because when you got allowed folks out because, you know, they were allegedly innocent. Now they're saying, hey, you said that they didn't kill Malcolm X, so who did? And now they're trying to go after the government on the civil side.
That's the biggest point, Tez, is putting the government on blast, because everybody knows that the U.S. government played a role in Malcolm X's assassination. Everybody knows that. So it's cool that they putting them on blast, but we all know they're not going to see a penny of that money, because if they pay that lawsuit out, they're going to have to pay the rest of them out, because this government is responsible for killing a lot of our leaders, black and white and others.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it's my on my late night talk show, the God's Honest Truth, I did a whole second episode about the FBI, and I was asking, why is J. Edgar Hoover's name still on the building when this man was responsible for so many of our black leaders, being assassinated? He was the ringleader.
He was a horrible,
documented.
He was a horrible person. I mean, an absolute horrible individual. And I said person with caution. He was a horrible human being. His name should not be on any kind of buildings. His name should not be on street signs, airports, none of that stuff, because he don't deserve that. And we talk about symbolism. When you look at what happened in Iraq with them going in there, taking down Saddam's statue and taking all of his name out of the books and off those street signs, people say, well, what does it matter? It means a lot. And America understands what symbolism means. They know. That's why they took those signs down in Iraq. That's why they toppled that statue, because they know that if they do that, then they kill his legacy, his dream. I mean, his work, his body of work, the people that he motivates. All of that goes down the drain with trying to erase, his name out of the history books. So America understands that, and they absolutely need to be held accountable, but they won't be held accountable. It's like somebody suing me, and I have to write the check. You're going to sue me. You're coming to me to sue me, and you pleading your case to me. Hey, Willie, you messed over, man. I want to sue you. Will you take on my lawsuit? Yeah, come on in. Let me hear what you got to say. All right, you suing me for $100,000? Okay, cool. All right. Yeah, man. I've decided that get out of here. That's what's going to happen. Like, you going to the government to ask the government for relief for your pain.
Right.
That they caused, that the government
I feel that,
caused.
but it's still important, that it, like you said, Willie, that it goes on the record. Somebody got to sue somebody got to put it on the record. And so since 1965, I don't see nobody else had no leaders, no attorneys, no Congress people, no Senate, let's put this on the record, whether they pay or not. I mean, as you know, lawsuits are not always about getting paid or, the result, but it's really putting it on the record. So I do hear you. I feel you, but I don't want to gloss over the fact that somebody had the gall to put the FBI on blast. I think that's critically important.
I agree.
I absolutely agree with you, because it takes a lot of courage. As we know, I mean, you can easily, end up taking a dirt nap, shaking up the government.
I agree.
Yeah.
So that takes a lot of courage. So salute to Ben Crump and everybody involved.
Salute to Ben. Ben has done some good work this week, because not only is that on the record, the Henrietta Lacks case is on the record, and I know that family getting a settlement from biotech. Y'all can kiss my ass on that. They gonna get some money. And they deserve it.
Well, that is front page news. Thank you, Tez.
Can I give a quick shout out quickly?
Sure, of course.
Okay, just since Willie D is here, I want to give a shout out to Willie D for helping me put together and organize an event in Houston, Texas today with a conversation with Michael, who is our brother, aka Killer Mike.
Shout out Killer Mike.
Willie D helped me put together and organize an event with brother Derek Muhammad. I'm also doing an event this week with Dallas with the DLC. And basically what we're doing is, going to the barbershops, and we're sitting down and we're talking about the record. And to me, this is what really symbolizes 50 years in hip hop, to talk about how hip hop has influenced politics and social justice. And as you guys know, because you've all heard the record, Killer Mike's new album, Michael, is a statement of this generation. And so we're going to sit through and go through the lyrics and chop it up and, really talk about what that album means. So thank you so much to my brother, Willie D.
Absolutely, Tez. You're doing some great work. And Killer Mike, salute, salute, salute. It's beautiful to see somebody like Killer Mike represent the culture, because he is the culture. He's the definition of the culture.
All right. Now, when we come back, Charles D. King will be joining us. He's the CEO of Macro Studios. He's a brother that really started from the bottom. I mean, he went to Howard Law. He started at the mailroom, worked his way up, and now he's funding a lot of movies, and a majority of them black movies. So we'll talk to him when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.